Ethiopia, Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed has ordered a military offensive against the regional Tigray government in response to the attack on an army base.
Well, the conflicts erupted after the TPLF attacked a federal military base in Tigray.
The Northern Command of the Ethiopian Defence Force, stationed in the Tigray region, was suddenly attacked in the early hours of November 4th, 2020, following a pre-planned move by the Tigray Liberation Front, the TPLF. Numerous unsuspected Ethiopian soldiers of non-Tigray origin were murdered by their compatriots while they were asleep, and many more were paraded naked and detained.
Well, the TPLF admitted that they struck first, which prompted Ethiopia to launch that offensive in the region.
The tension was building up between the federal and the regional government of Tigray for some time for various reasons. The government had been making a concerted effort to resolve the confrontation through peaceful means, but the response from the latter was to launch an attack on the national army. The command under attack stationed here for the last 20 years was guarding the national border while in peacetime serving the local community by taking part in various social and economic activities such as building schools, road construction, and helping farmers during harvest seasons. However, this attack turned out to be the last straw that had triggered the swift and proportional corrective action by the Ethiopian government. The government is duty-bound to reassure a safe and secure environment for the army command that was under attack in particular, and the public in general. There is no doubt that any reasonable government in a similar situation would definitely do likewise. Accordingly, the law and order enforcement action that aimed at bringing the perpetrators to justice started on 4th November. The main culprits were either captured or crushed within a couple of weeks of operation, while a few, including the leader of the TPLF gangster group, are still on the run. The Ethiopian government has done everything within its capability to avoid any danger to the life of civil members in the conflict area and minimise any damage to properties and infrastructure while it carried out its duty. As confirmed by the Minister of Peace, Ms. Meferet Kamil, after her recent visit to the affected region, the government has set up a task force that is responsible for acquisition and delivery of food, medical supplies, and other essential items to citizens affected by this provoked attack. 70% of the region's current humanitarian needs are provided by the Ethiopian government, with the remaining 30% covered by the international community. This has been achieved under difficult circumstances, where remnants of the treacherous group continue damaging the remaining infrastructure, including roads, bridges, telecommunication facilities, and electricity, that they could not manage to destroy as they were losing ground and retreating, or before being captured. They are also attacking aid workers and hindering the distribution of much-needed humanitarian assistance to those who need it most. The destructive actions of the remnants of the junta, TPLF, has forced the government to divert the resources to counter these insurgents and maintain a secure environment from engaging in vital delivery and logistical activities. It is also regrettable to observe that some of the hired lobbyists, as well as renowned international media organisations, are promoting a partisan narrative that the Ethiopian government is engaged in deliberate atrocities and ethnic cleansing operations. In reality, it was the TPLF that should be accused of this crime against humanity. We have to look no further than, as stated earlier, its barbaric killing of non-Tigrayan members of the Northern Command of Ethiopian National Defence Force and the massacre of around 600 non-Tigrayan citizens in Maikadra.
Well, we start with some breaking news because Ethiopia's Human Rights Commission says at least 600 civilians were killed in a massacre in the northern Tigray state earlier this month. Now, it's accusing a Tigrayan youth group of carrying out the attack. It happened on November the 9th, targeting residents from non-Tigrayan ethnic groups.
The government has now provided access to foreign press to visit and report their findings about the alleged atrocities by any of the forces operating in the conflict zone, as well as the scale of distribution and challenges charitable organisations and the government are facing on the ground while delivering the service. It has also been reached between the Ethiopian government and the UN agency that deals with human rights issues to carry out an inquiry to investigate any violation of human rights in the course of the operation and bring those responsible to justice. It will not be too long before the true picture of the concerted efforts of the government to alleviate any humanitarian needs in Tigray and the media coverage which has been criticised as being one-sided in favour of the TPLF and thus unethical, based mainly on hearsay and assumptions that would be revealed to the world community. Let us all work together and hand in hand to alleviate the suffering of innocent civilians in Tigray, stabilise the Horn of Africa, the Gulf of Aden and the Red Sea.